When I was pregnant with my first baby, I really wanted to experience natural childbirth, but I was absolutely terrified. I don't like pain. What if there's an emergency? So I found myself frantically Googling how to manage labor pain and tips for labor pain. And now, years later, I've experienced not one, but 2 epidural-free births. I teach childbirth education for a living, so I've learned a thing or two about what's actually going to help and what's just clickbait. So today I want to share with you the 3 essential components you need to manage pain and give birth on your own terms. But first, my name is Maria. I'm a Lamaze certified childbirth educator, a birth doula, and owner of the app Natural Birth by Echo, an evidence-based resource with all of the tips and tricks you need to make your unmedicated birth a positive one. All right, ready for a bold statement? Here it goes. A true physiological birth is never painful. That's right, it's never painful. Are you confused? You're not alone. Maria, if birth isn't painful, then why does every woman talk about how much it hurts? Because birth can be truly painful, yes, when something is wrong. Think about it. Dogs have puppies and cats have kittens without pain, without a fuss, no epidural needed. All they need is a dark, quiet space. Animals know how to get through natural labor, but we don't. The apex predator doesn't know how to reproduce. That doesn't make sense from a biological point of view. So I'm gonna tell you a secret. Birth can be that simple for you too. If your cat is birthing her litter and you flip the lights on, you stick her with needles, you tie her up with cords and monitors, her birth will become painful. She thinks she's under attack, so her brain produces a group of hormones called catecholamines that increase pain and slow her labor down. It's a survival mechanism telling her to run away to save her babies and herself. And guess what? You have the exact same mechanism. When you labor under stressful circumstances and you're poked and you're prodded and you feel anxious, then your catecholamines go up, your labor slows down, and your contractions grow agonizingly painful. What I'm describing to you is called the fear, tension, pain cycle, where fear causes you to tense your muscles in anticipation. This tension increases perceived pain, which affirms your fear, so that creates more fear, more tension, more pain, and so on. The antidote to all of this is relaxation. My midwife who attended my birth also serves the local Amish community, and when these Amish ladies go into labor, it's not that big of a deal for them. They treat it like any other arduous farm chore. They bake bread and they gather eggs between contractions, they stay relaxed, and guess what? Their births are, for the most part, calm, peaceful, and intervention-free. Now, these ladies are not built differently from you or me, but they do live in a culture where birth is just not viewed as this hideous medical emergency. They know how to get through labor pain. For them, it's simply hard work, and they treat it as such. They stay relaxed, and that is exactly what you need to reduce labor pain and achieve your own unmedicated birth. So why does it work? Just think about the cat that I mentioned. She needs a calm environment in order to give birth. Relaxation lowers the stress hormones that intensify pain and stall labor. A 2018 meta-analysis found that women using relaxation methods during labor reported 25 to 35% less pain compared to women who were tense and anxious. And if you follow me on Instagram, I post a lot about pain management hacks like tart cherry juice and baking soda, and those work, but only if you are relaxed. Relaxation is foundational. When your mind is in a state of calm, then every other little coping tool is going to be that much more effective. Okay, so now that you know why you should relax, how do you do it? Because you know I've got some tricks for you. The most important relaxation tool is breathing, and I have a whole separate video on just breathing for labor pain management. You can check it out right here. But basically, deep breathing oxygenates the blood, which boosts endorphins, which are hormones that naturally lower pain perception in the brain. So practice your deep breathing. Breathe in through your nose, big belly breaths, and then go watch this video so you actually know how to do it. I also should mention that breathing is not optional. It is foundational. Your brain cannot relax when you're going, your brain thinks you're running from something dangerous and it primes itself for pain. It's part of the fear, tension, pain cycle. So moving on, the next essential thing you need to cope with labor pains is body prep. And this is very often overlooked. A lot of moms will do their mental prep, so they're breathing well, their coping skills are great, but their baby is in a bad position. The head might be cocked against the pelvis, so when the uterus squeezes the baby downward, it's pressing against bone, the bone of your pelvis, to get that baby out. And at that point, if you're in labor for 96 hours, breathing skills ain't gonna help you. So you wanna get your baby neatly aligned in a head down, cephalic position for a quicker labor, less vaginal tearing, and ultimately less pain. You can do this by moving around throughout labor, changing positions, swirl on your birth ball, or pull a Meghan Markle and twerk your baby out. Side note, do you think that video was a fake? I am very invested in this drama right now. Anyways, movement guides your baby into an ideal position. It also gently presses your baby's head against the cervix, which helps it to dilate faster. So stay upright and keep moving for a faster birth and to ease labor pain. The next thing you're gonna need is birth education, and I cannot shout this loudly enough. The hospital system is simply not designed to support a normal physiological birth. So if you don't know your options, then it is very likely your birth will get hijacked by protocols that create intense amounts of pain. A few weeks ago, I was a doula at a hospital birth, and the mom was handling her contractions beautifully. She was breathing, coping really well. She was all set to have that unmedicated birth that she wanted. When we walked into the hospital together, she was a strong, confident woman ready to birth in her power, but they took her back and they wouldn't let us, her support team, go with her for 45 minutes. By the time we got to her again, she was no longer a strong laboring woman. She was afraid. She was in pain. She was strapped down by cords and wires. She looked like a sick patient, naked in a hospital gown. Hospital protocol, the IVs, the vaginal exams, the forced supine positioning had hijacked her birth. And after that, she really struggled to focus and stay calm through each contraction. She tried to regain her composure, but it was just too late after that. She was in so much pain and she did not get the birth she wanted. But that won't be you, because you are gonna know cervical checks, pros, cons, is it right for me? IV port, pros, cons, is it right for me? You will have the education to make the decisions that are right for you so that your birth will be the experience that you want it to be. And I'll tell you a little secret, you can say no to whatever you want. It's not the law. No one can make you do anything that you don't want to do. And if you're wondering where do I go for childbirth education, I got you. The Echo Natural Birth course covers these three essentials: the mental prep, the body prep, the education. I call it all the Echo Triangle. This mind-body education framework is essential for achieving not just a natural birth, but a positive natural birth. Because who wants to go unmedicated if it means hours of pain and suffering? Not me. You want it to be a positive, meaningful experience, and the Echo Triangle is how you get there. And I have yet to be proven wrong, but every single time a mother has a good natural birth experience, all three of these components are in place every single time. I worked with one mom who really prepared her body well, and she labored really, really efficiently. She gave birth in just 3 hours, but she hadn't prepared her mind. She said, well, I'm just gonna get the epidural, so I don't really need to do any mental prep. And objectively, her birth went beautifully, but her experience was miserable. There was no time for the epidural, so she had to manage her contractions naturally, but she didn't know how. She was in agony simply because her mind was not trained to stay calm and relax through each contraction. That was, not to make it about me, but that was a very difficult birth to support. I wish there were more I could do, but it really is on you, the mom. I mean, I can't train your mind for you. It's on you to take those 10 minutes every day, take a birth education course, and prep your body. When you do these things, you're gonna do great. I guarantee it. And if your birth does call for interventions, you're gonna know how to minimize minimize the side effects to you, to your baby, and mimic the benefits of an unmedicated birth. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you're gonna love my other stuff, so hit subscribe to get the evidence-based tips you need to have the kind of birth you want, and I will see you next time.